Hi everyone! Before we start, we wanted to let you know that SIRcraft has received a new update. While the appearance of the application has changed a bit, all of the features shown in the previous videos are still working exactly the same way, so those videos remain accurate. With this new update, SIRcraft can now do even more. In this video, we will explore several improvements that make building and understanding models faster and more intuitive. As a working example throughout this video, we will use the SRSI model with interventions, which you can load by clicking File, then Examples, and selecting it from the list. Let's begin with the control bar in the bottom right corner. Next to the plus button for creating new elements, you will notice a small arrow. Clicking this arrow expands the control bar to reveal two additional buttons, a color palette icon and a Center Components button. There's also a Copy button on the right of the plus button, which we will cover in the next video. To center all elements back into any view at any time, simply click the Center button, and SIRcraft will fit everything neatly on the screen. Now let's look at the color customization. Click on the color palette icon in the control bar. A color picker will open where you can choose a new color for each type of element, including compartments, transitions, variables, births, and deaths. You can pick any color using the color picker or choose from the predefined palette. If you want to go back to the original look, click the default button to reset all colors to the standard SIRcraft colors. These color settings are saved automatically, so the next time you open the application, your colors will still be there. Let's look at the right-click context menu. You can now right-click directly on the canvas instead of always reaching for the control bar. The menu lets you create a new compartment or a new variable, or duplicate the compartments and variables you currently have selected. This makes it much faster to add and manage elements without moving your mouse to the corner of the screen each time. Now that we know how to create and arrange elements, let's look at a few new visual indicators that help you keep your model clean and correct. The first is the overlap indicator. When two compartments or variables are placed on top of each other on the canvas, both elements will be highlighted to draw your attention to the overlap. This can easily happen when duplicating elements or building a large model, and it is important to notice because overlapping elements can make the model harder to read. Simply drag one of the highlighted elements to a different position to resolve the overlap. The second visual indicator is the dependency edge. Let's see it in action. Click on the transition from susceptible humans to infected humans. This transition depends not only on the human compartments it is directly connected to, but also on the infected mosquito population. We add this dependency by including the infected vectors as a term in the equation. As soon as we do this, a dashed line automatically appears on the canvas running from the infected vectors compartment to the transition, even though there is no direct arrow between them. This dashed line shows the hidden dependency at a glance. We can do the same for the transition from susceptible vectors to infected vectors, which depends on the infected human population. Once we add the infected humans to that equation, another dashed line appears. This makes the cross-population dependencies in the model immediately visible, without having to open each transition individually. The third indicator is a variable and compartment highlighting. Click on the variable that represents the total human population. You will immediately see that both infection transitions, the one in the human population and the one in the vector population, are highlighted on the canvas. This is because both of their equations divide by the total human population. Clicking on the variable this way instantly shows you every part of the model that depends on it, which is very useful when you want to understand the impact of a change or trace where a value is being used. Click somewhere else on the canvas to deselect and the highlighting disappears. The fourth and final indicator is the unused variable warning. If you define a variable but do not reference it in any transition or other variable equation, a warning icon will appear on that variable. This helps you catch mistakes, such as a misspelled variable name in an equation, which could cause the variable to appear unused even though you intended to use it. Once you add the variable to an equation, the warning icon disappears automatically. Finally, two smaller but very useful quality of life improvements. When you create a new compartment or variable, the confirmation dialog can now be submitted simply by pressing Enter on your keyboard instead of clicking the Confirm button. This speeds up the process by adding many elements in a row. Additionally, SIRcraft will now warn you if you try to close or load a new model while there are unsaved changes. A dialog will appear asking you to confirm before discarding your work, so you no longer need to worry about accidentally losing changes to your model. And that's it! You've learned how to use the new control bar, customize element colors, work with the right-click context menu, and take advantage of the new visual indicators, including the overlap indicator, dependency wedges, variable highlighting, and unused variable warnings. We hope you enjoyed this video. You can find more videos and tutorials on our YouTube page, SIRcraft.